Hello children, welcome to the today's session. So in yesterday's sessions as well as in yesterday's class, we have learned a lot of things about agriculture, how the agriculture is playing very important role in the economy, and also what are the reforms took place in the Indian government as well as in India to improve the agricultural sector in our country. Data. Okay. How the non-food crops, food crops are playing very important role in improvising the agricultural sector in our country. And also you have learned one incident called Bhudan Gram Dan, which was started by the Vinoba Bhave, where the landless laborers, they got the uh, a good land services as well as they got the whatever their rights are being there to hold the land. So uh, a person called Sri Ram Charan Reddy, he was having 80 acres of land. That land was being distributed among the 80 landless laborers who were living in the Andhra Pradesh. So in this way, further zamindars as well as whatever big land owners were being there, they started selling as well as they started giving as a donation to the landless laborers to improve their lifestyle condition. So this redless revolution improvised the landless laborers those were living in our country. So in the today's session, we are going to learn about the contributions of agriculture to the national economy, employment, and the output. You all know agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. Though it is a backbone of Indian economy, in the share uh, in the rate of GDP, we will see the declining rate from 1951 onwards. So in 2010 and 11, 52% of total workforce was employed by the farm sector, which makes more than half of the Indian population depend on agriculture for sustainment. So the declining share of agriculture in the GDP is the matter of serious concern because any decline and uh, stagnation in the agriculture will lead to the decline of other spheres of the economy, having a wider implication for the society. So, if we see the reduction in the GDP rate in the agricultural sector, it is one of the serious matter. So, each and every person has to take the serious step against how to influence the agricultural sector in our country. So, as a result, our government of India is making lot of efforts to modernize the agricultural inputs in India. In what way they are doing the modernization of agriculture means by setting some of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, agricultural universities, veterinary services, animal breeding centers, horticulture development, research and development in the field of meteorology and weather forecast. So by giving such services to the farmers in the agricultural sector, it is very helpful for the farmers to learn more and more about the agriculture and they can give their full faith in their work because the government of India is making such efforts to modernize it because today in some places in our country they are adopted old traditional method to do the cultivation. So by using the modernized method, we can improvise the agricultural sector as well as we will increase the GDP rate in the agriculture there. So agriculture universities will play a very important role to give the correct information regarding the cultivation steps there. So in which year they have to do the sowing, in which year they have to do the plowing, and in which season we have to do the harvesting, each and every in detail in the agricultural universities, what kind of crops are being grown in the black soil, red soil, laterite soil. Many of the things we can see in the we can read in the agriculture universities there. So apart from this, improving the rural infrastructure was also considered essential for the same. The growth rate in the agriculture is decelerating, which is alarming situation for our country. So that the government of India has to take the initiative step to reduce the decelerating what it is taking place in our country. Today, Indian farmers are facing very big challenges from the international market as well as from our country. as well as from the Indian market. So they are not able to compete with the international economy. So the government of India has to take the initial step to improve their situation, and also uh, they can face the international market, whatever their crops are being exported to the other countries. So the government of India is going ahead with the reduction of public investment in the agriculture sector, particularly in irrigation, power supply, making of rural roads, market, and mechanization. So nowadays we are seeing the reduction in the public investment, um, where they are not where they are not investing more on these facilities. If they are providing, as well as if they are investing money on these uh, sectors, we will see the improvisation in the agricultural sector there by giving proper irrigation facilities to the farmers, for the small farmers. It will be helpful for them. Proper electric facility, construction of good roads where they can take their food crops very quickly and they can sell in the market. Subsidies on fertilizers is decreased, leading to the increase of cost of the production. Reduction in import duties on agricultural products have proved determinal to agriculture in the country. Farmers are withdrawing their investment from the agriculture, causing the downfall in the employment in the agriculture. So this is also one of the serious matter which is going on in our country. If a farmers are facing any kind of debit and if they are unable to repay their loans, they are selling their field as well as they are selling their agricultural land, and they are getting the money and they are repaying their loan there. So as a result, and one more thing, most of the people at the present situation, they are adopting some other occupation. Even though they are having the agriculture field, they are not showing interest to improvise it. They are facing towards the other occupation which are there in our society, whether it belongs to the work in the company, factory, or working in any kind of industries. So the people are thinking in a different way. According to their skill and according to their ability, the farmers are facing towards another occupation at present situation. So that is why we will see the reduction in the agricultural sector as well as in the reduction in the GDP rate also. So these are the problems and challenges are faced by our farmers. So the government has to take the initiative step to improvise this kind of sector in our country. So next we are going to learn about food security. Already have learned in the previous session what do you mean by food security? How the food security is playing very important role, because food is the essential and the basic need of every citizen those are living in our country, and they should have to access the food which provides the minimum nutritional level, because without food the human beings cannot survive. So food is very essential and it is a basic need of each and every citizen, whether it belongs to the poor person, whether it belongs to the rich person. Each one of them need a food which provides minimum nutritional level. So, whatever crops we are growing in our country, if it is not properly distributed among the citizens, it is the failure of the government also, as well as it is the failure of the development of a country. So, in order to ensure that availability of food to the all section of the society, our government carefully designed a national food security system for our country by adopting the two components called buffer stock and public distribution system, that we call in short we call as a PDS. Okay, so by these two, nowadays the government is playing very important role to provide as well as to provide the food to all the sections of the society. PDS, you have already learned, PDS is a program which provides food grains and other essential commodities at a subsidized price in the rural areas and the urban areas. By establishing the ration shop as well as by purchasing the commodities, and they are selling in the market in a very low price. So India's food security policy has a primary objective to ensure the availability of the food grains to the common people at an affordable price. So food security will play a very important role. There should be an availability of food grains to the common people as well as it should get in a affordable price where all the citizens of our country can purchase the food grains there. If they are unable to purchase it, that also the Indian government carefully designed by adopting the card system, that is APL card, BPL card. If they are below poverty line, the free food grains are being given in the ration shop, so that for them also they will get the minimum nutritional level to the people those are living in our country. The focus of the policy is the growth in the agriculture and the production on the fixed support prices for procurement of wheat and rice to the minimum base stock. FCI is responsible for procuring and stocking the food grains. FCI means you already learned that Food Corporation of India, they will take the initiative step to stock the food grains which are grown in our country, as well as they will purchase it according by giving the minimum support price to the farmers. FCI will purchase the food grains from the farmers at the government announced minimum support price. So every year the government will announce the prices according to that one. The FCI will purchase from the farmers and they will store in the warehouses as well as in the cold storage device, etc. The government used to provide subsidies on agricultural inputs such as fertilizers, power and the water. These subsidies have now reached the unsustainable levels there. Wherever before the people were not getting such facilities, when government started providing the subsidies on agricultural inputs, even the person those are unable to afford this kind of expenditure, now they are being able to invest the money on such inputs, agricultural inputs, by taking the loan in the bank with a very low interest. After getting their final crop, they are repaying the loan. So in our country, each state, each district and each and every block can be made self-sufficient in the food grains production if a government provides proper agricultural infrastructure. If a government is providing the, if you want to make our country as a self-sufficient in the food grains, because if we are having any kind of shortage, scarcity of food grains means we are importing from other countries. If we people only by providing the proper agricultural infrastructure, that is facilities, agricultural facilities in a proper way means we can also attain the self-sufficient in the food grains by giving the credit linkages, by giving the credit facilities to the small farmers and encouraging the latest technology, technique which is used in the agriculture. So the lack of information is there among the farmers regarding the latest technology as well as regarding the credit facility given by the government. Even till today also, many farmers they are taking loan from the money lenders as well as from the financiers uh, with a very high interest rate there. Creations of necessary infrastructure like irrigation facility, availability of electricity, etc. may also attract the private investment in the agriculture. So by providing this kind of facilities, even we can attract the private investment also. The private companies, they will try to invest their money by producing the more tractors for the agricultural production. They can produce more agricultural inputs like chemical fertilizers, insecticides, as well as by providing some machines for harvesting. For harvesting also some machines are being needed. So if this kind of creation are being done by the government of India by implementing lot of new technologies, we can attract the private investors also to invest in the agricultural sector so that we can improvise their condition there. And also they will focus on increasing the food grain production, and we should be on sustainable basis where and also a free trade in all grains, we can create a massive employment and reduce the poverty in the rural areas. So if such kind of government, if they are giving certain facilities to the people those are living in our country, we can create the massive employment. Whatever unemployment, underemployment is there, we can convert it to the employment level, and we can reduce the poverty level in our country by giving certain facilities to the privators, as well as by giving the facilities by the government to the small farmers as well as big farmers. So with the growth of population of India, we will see the decline of food production puts a big question mark over the country's food security there. The competition for the land between non-agriculture uses such as housing. At present situation, what it is going on? If it is a agricultural land, if it is a fertile land, if any farmer is uh, facing any kind of debit and financial crisis, means he is selling his land to the some private owners. There they can construct any kind of building, factories and everything else. Same thing in an illegal way also. They are purchasing the land from the farmers and they are selling to the big, big companies there. So that is why we will see the reduction of food production in our country. So this is also one reason behind why the food production has been is declining in our country there. Even though we have adopted the food security, good food security system we have adopted, but even though we are facing some food crisis there. Why? First reason is this one. So the productivity of land has started showing and declining the trend. So before, when the green revolution was being adopted, the productivity of land was very much fertile and they were getting the surplus production. So continuously, if the farmers are using the fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides in a chemical way, it will show the results by reducing as well as by degrading the soils. We will see the soil erosion will be take place in that area, and also by using more and more underground water for irrigation and improper water management will also lead towards the land degradation in our country. So another reason is land degradation. Free power to the section of farmers has encouraged them to pump the groundwater for agricultural activities. Okay, nowadays what they are doing, the farmers means they are using the groundwater level for the irrigation facilities, but they are not adopting the substitute to increase the groundwater level in their field. So you all know, whenever the rain is coming, some of the rainwater will be wasted as it is only. If we are adopted proper water management, like rainwater harvesting and the collection of rainwater, we can increase the groundwater level during the rainy season. So whatever water wastage will be there, we can convert it to the useful there. So this kind of information, still the farmers is not having to improvise the groundwater level. So that is why the reason during the summer season, lot of the many farmers they will face lot of problems in our country. So this unsustainable pumping has reduced the water storage in our country as well as on the earth. So the big farmers with the deeper tube wells still have the water, but the people those are having small hectares of land, they are facing the problems during the particular seasons there. So if we have adopted proper water management, if we are using the groundwater for the agricultural activities, means for that substitute we have to increase the groundwater level. So whenever the rain is coming and the rainwater is wasting as it is on limits, by adopting the rainwater harvesting as well as collection of rainwater, we can increase the ground level there. So they have to adopt certain measures also to improvise the groundwater level, because same thing they are using the groundwater level for irrigation as well as for agricultural activities. Same thing, they have to increase. It is the responsibility of each farmer to increase the groundwater level there. So this kind of lack of information is there in our country, so that during the period of summer, a lot of farmers they will face a lot of problem during the summer season because shortage of water. They will not get the sufficient water to do the agricultural activities. So farmers are badly affected by uncertainties of production and the market. because they will suffer double by a double disadvantage by paying the high prices for the inputs such as HYV seeds, fertilizers, agricultural inputs, etc. So the higher supply, the lower is the demand. How the supply is higher, food grains of supply is higher, you see the demand is getting lower for the agricultural crops. So as a result, many of the farmers they will be in the debt, and some of the farmers they will commit the suicide. At present situation, many of the farmers, if they are paying to repay the loan amount, nowadays the farmers are dying because of improper facilities which they have been adopted for the agriculture. So each and every farmer, if you want to improve the agriculture sector in our country, means proper information, proper facilities, proper investment should be made by the farmers as well as the government of India to improvise it. Only by depending on agriculture from the government of India, it is not a good thing, because you all know by using the two hands only the clap will have you can see the clap sound. So if you want to improvise the agriculture sector, means not only the government of India they have to work very hard, but also the farmers, whatever the policy are being implemented to improvise the agriculture sector, each and every farmer should know that one. Okay, so if they are failure to get such kind of information, means it is the failure of the government. So government has to take the initiative step to give the correct information to the farmers. What are the latest technology? How we have to improvise the groundwater level? How we have to improvise the agriculture sector, employment level in the agriculture sector. So whatever problems they are been facing at present situation, it will be go off, and even farmers will also will be very happy because whatever problems we are facing, the correct solution will be get to them. Okay, not only the government should work very hard, even farmers should also work very hard that by getting the certain information from the government there. So for that reasons only 24 into 7 Kisan call centers are being opened. So whatever information the farmer is needed, the farmer has to call and take the uh, guidance as well as guidelines from the Kisan call centers. They are ready to help you people to do the more and more to improve the agriculture sector in our country. So these are all facilities which are lacking behind. Even though they have been implemented, it is not implemented in all sections of the category in the all states there. Even till today also in some states the people are suffering very lot. Even they are not getting the correct information regarding the agricultural policy. So government has to take the initiative step as well as the farmers has to take the initiative step to come out from their problems there. So in the next session, I am going to explain about impact of globalization on agriculture, how the globalization in the international market has been playing very important role. Where is our Indian constitution, each and Indian marketing condition, how the food grains are being seen in the international market, each and everything. I am going to explain in the next session. I hope today's class you have people understood. So in the next session, I will continue it.